What's good? Y'all know who it is? Y'all know what it is? It's your boy Matthew Shack live here in LA. Welcome to Matthew Shack Unfiltered. What's good with all y'all out there, man? First things first, salute to the Unfiltered Nation. Salute to the Unfiltered fam. Salute to the Mod Squad. Get the dirt off of my shoulders, you know what I'm saying? Run the likes up. Keep the likes at 50% of the audience. Last but not least, tip your bartender, man. What's popping with you guys, man? Hopefully you guys are having a good day, man. Okay, put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Put a 2 in the chat if you cannot. Let's go ahead and make sure that the sound and the visualization and everything is up to par. Okay, and we can get started. Okay, what's going on with all y'all, man? Definitely gonna shout you guys out. Good, y'all can hear me perfectly. Perfect. That's what I need. All right, let's get down to brass tacks, man. The NFL coaching carousel continues. Okay. Coaches are still getting thrown out of their teams' facilities like Jazzy Jeff on the Fresh Prince. Y'all remember when Uncle Phil used to throw Jazzy Jeff out? Okay. These guys are getting thrown out. And there's one reason why. John Harbaugh. A whole John Harbaugh is walking around with nothing to do. A first ballot Hall of Fame Super Bowl winning coach. A lot of people forgot he won a Super Bowl against his brother in the Harbaugh Bowl. He's just walking around with nothing going on. People are like, you gotta go on some Oprah Winfrey. You gotta go, and you gotta go, and you gotta go, and your ass gotta go, and you need to get the F out of here, and your ass need to let the door not hit you on the way out. Happened again today. The Miami Dolphins told 4-year head coach Mike McDaniel, the coach who has the dopest sunglass game in the NFL, that your ass got to get the hell up out of here, bruh. Not now, but right now, because there's a whole John Hee-Haw walking around, right? Man, oh man, oh man, I'm telling you, bro, all y'all running around acting like John Harbaugh is guaranteed to be your coach. I mean, there is 8 teams that do not have coaches. I mean, it's so funny to hear you guys all over social media just because you said something, it's going to happen, man. I see Raider Nation saying they're getting them. I'm seeing the damn Dirty Birds in Atlanta saying they're getting them. I'm seeing the damn Redbirds down there in Arizona saying they're getting them. I'm seeing the damn Big Blue over there with the Giants saying they're getting them. I mean, somebody got to be wrong. He can't split himself in 8 places. Y'all 8 people swear on their life they're getting a whole John Hee-Haw. And I'm like, I can't wait to find out who's going to be looking stupid. He only can go one place. But everybody swears he's coming to them, dog. I mean, damn. Okay, Cindy Lou is the finest girl in high school, and she doesn't have a date for the prom. You think she's going with you. Billy Joe thinks he's going with him. Jeff Rowe thinks she's going with him. And guess what? She's going with Shaq. It's nothing you can do. But with that being said, we have to talk about it. Mike McDaniel, bro, he's the guy who looks like he should not be a coach. Mike McDaniel looks like he's the guy who is that? And how did he get on the field? He doesn't look like a coach. He looks like a very young cat walking around. He looks like what we call in Florida a JIT, and that's a slang for a youngin, somebody that's young, like a kid. He looks like a kid. Okay, yeah, he got some little facial hairs, but his beard is patchy. He look young, bro. He do. I don't know how old he is. He got to be 30 something, 40 something, but he looked very young, bro. And his eyeglass game is as tight as Shaq's. I'll give him that. But let's talk about him as a coach. Well, his record was okay up until like 2 years ago. Hasn't been really winning anything. Tyreek Hill was complaining about him. Tua Tagovailoa is still a turnover machine with him. And he's 0-2 in the playoffs. So Miami, why would they get rid of him? He's young. He hasn't lost the locker room. He did bench Tua, but Tua would have got benched by anybody. A high school frost-off coach would have benched Tua. Turn the ball over. I mean, come on, bro. Some nicknames stick. Air Jordan sticks. The Black Mamba sticks. King James sticks. Okay. All these names stick. But Tua turn the ball over is probably the most accurate right now. Okay. Come on, bro. With all that being said, why would Miami get rid of him, dog? Why? I'm here to tell you why. I just told you. There's a whole John Harbaugh walking around, bro. He's walking around and everybody's losing their rabid ass mind, bro. They're just, hey, if there's any chance, we're willing to take a gamble. You're willing to take a gamble to get rid of your coach to hopefully get a Harbaugh, bro. Now, there's other coaches in the draft, in the coaching pool, all right? Okay? We can go over them. Vance Joseph, Clint Kubiak, even Pete Carroll. You got other coach, Antonio Pierce is going to be interviewing today and tomorrow for the Giants job. You got a whole bunch of other dudes running around, bro. Okay? Raheem Morris. I mean, we can go on and on, bro. But you all know, man, the absolute GOAT in this available coaching tree is John Harbaugh, bro. John Harbaugh is, without question, man, he is a Hall of Famer, bro. So why would the owners and the administration of Miami get rid of a coach that hasn't been there long, who's took them to the playoffs? They haven't won any playoff games, but should they have? And put themselves in a position where they may not get a Harbaugh. Well, I'm here to tell you why, bro. I'm here to tell you. Here's the answer. The answer is Stephen Ross. Stephen Ross is the owner of the Miami Dolphins. All right. It just so happens to be a coinkydink, aka a coincidence, that he is very, 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 very close to the Harbaugh family. You can't make it up. Stephen Ross is very close to the Harbaugh family. I mean, could you just go figure that? Has any of the Harbaughs ever played or ever coached any team that has to do with the Dolphins? No. But when you're in that circle, when you're in the small community of the National Football League, as prestigious as it is, it's a small group of people. There's only 1,600 players in the National Football League, bro, that are on a 53-man roster. There's only 32 coaches. There's only 32 owners that are primary. It's a very small community. Stephen Ross has a very close relationship with the entire Harbaugh family. And you're thinking, well, how would he have a relationship with two existing head coaches? You're not thinking far enough. Okay? There's a difference between looking at the beach and looking across the water and seeing the other shoreline way over there. That's what we do. You just see the water in the horizon. We actually see Waikiki. All right? When I stand on Santa Monica Beach, I see Waikiki. That's how far we see. Both of those guys have a dad. Okay? You thought the Harbaugh legacy started with John and Jim? No. There's a guy by the name of Jack Harbaugh who is the pops. Okay? Who is the absolute patriarch when it comes to the Manning family of coaching. All right? When I told you guys yesterday, the Harbaugh family are the equivalent of the Mannings. You have Archie Manning, that a lot of you guys didn't ever see him play or know anything about Archie, but those from my era know Archie. He was an absolute monster running around, okay, when he was with the Saints. Archie, Peyton, Eli, Cooper, Arch. You know that. But when it comes to coaching, you didn't know about Jack Harbaugh. Man, go do some homework. Go to Wikipedia and do your homework and find out who Jack Heehaw is. Okay? He has a relationship with the billionaire that's known as Stephen Ross. And Stephen Ross already, allegedly, he already called. That's the homie. That's Uncle Stevie. That's Uncle Stevie if you're John Harbaugh. That's my Uncle Stevie, bro. When I turned 16, Uncle Stevie kicked me off. Okay, Uncle Stevie hooked me up with that damn iRock 2.0 that he wanted, man, back in 1983. So I'm trying to let you guys know, okay? I'm letting you know what it is and not what it ain't. All right? There's going to be a lot more people getting fired behind John Harbaugh, bruh. And unfortunately, Mike McDaniel's a good offensive coach. He's a good offensive coach. I don't have any problem with him, dog. You know, when you have a quarterback that loves to turn the ball over as much as Tua, you have a injury-prone Tyreek Hill. You know, your roster's in flux all the time. Your team is in in South Beach. For those people like myself who's actually partied in Miami, it's a problem, dude. Miami is a problem to be there and be focused. So many shooby doobies, so much stuff cracking, the clubs, the strip clubs, the this, the that, the beach, the South Beach. It's just Miami Beach, man. It's just cracking. Okay. I thought he did a decent job, man, with what he had, but John Harbaugh's running around. Okay. All right. So with all that being said, man, there's 8 coaching positions now available in the National Football League. I mean, I can't even name them all. Let me see. Raiders, Cardinals, Giants, Falcons, Dolphins. That's 5. You guys fill in the rest, bro. Okay? All right? So that's what we got going on, man. And as far as I'm concerned, bro, the coaching pool right now is very nice. There's a lot of coaches. Of course, you got the creme de la creme at the top. Then you got the ones that are accessible. You can land a Brian Daboll. You can land of course, Antonio Pierce would love another opportunity. All right. You can land I think a Mike McDaniel's going to be a little harder. He's going to want a little bit more. You know, what else can I think of? Who else in that pool? Raheem Morris, nice coach. I think he might be a little bit. Yeah, I think Mike McDaniel might be considered to be a little bit more of a coach of an acquisition than him. But Raheem did a lot with nothing over there in Atlanta. He did a lot with nothing. And then all these other guys, the Clint Kubiaks, all the offensive coordinator guys, the Clint Kubiaks of the world, some of these other guys that are floating around, this Davis Mills guy that's been running around talking about that. So I guess we will find out, bro. And I guess we will see what we got going on. But in the meantime, in between time, we need to find out what you want to do. So this is what I'm going to ask you to do, okay? I'm going to ask you guys to put down, if you're a team that's looking for a coach, and like I said, there's 8 open positions. That's quite a lot, bro. I mean, shoot, there's 32 teams in the league. You know, I'd say it's probably about 8% of the teams in the NFL, maybe higher, maybe 9, between 8 and 9% of the teams in the NFL looking for a coach. That's a lot. 8 slots at once, plus the playoffs, you guys. Teams that don't win, like I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh don't win and they fire Mike Tomlin. I would not be surprised, bro. I would not be surprised for some of these other teams that are one and done in the playoffs. Oh, yeah, Tennessee needs a coach. Okay. I want you to put down who you would like. Okay. All right. You need to find out who you would like to have. So I'm asking you now, if you're a team that's looking for a coach, put down who you prefer to be your coach. I'm very interested to hear what you guys got to say. All right. They have to be available. They have to be available. Not know, if it happens. So you can't use Mike Tomlin because Mike Tomlin is a coach right now. I'm talking about as of now, somebody who is available. All right. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, man. Okay. CC still has a man. You don't get to say that's going to be your girl. She still has a man. So figure that out. All right. So here we go. Let me read you guys' comments right quick, man. I'm just here so we don't get fined. We're out here chilling, getting a little bit of sunlight. I do have it somewhere that I have to be at a little bit after 5. So I thought I'd come in real quick. I have things run. I got things popping. Today's been one of those days where your boy Shaq has got a lot of things on his plate, bro. And I got to go finish it up. All right. Straight up. All right, man. Igletizi in the building. What's going on? Stephen Hinton in the building. Make sure you tip your bartender. Make sure you go into MatthewShackUnfiltered.com. By the way, we got some new things that are going to be put up. I didn't get a chance to get it up today, but it's going to be up probably tomorrow. Okay, I'm letting you guys know. Be prepared for some new merch. All right, straight up. Stephen Hinton. Sarah, what's going on? How am I? I'm pretty good. I'm just busy. Today's been a busy day. Very busy day. A lot of running around. And I got to do some more running around before the sun goes down. So everything is good. All right, man. It sounds like those ones means that I'm sounding good and crisp and clean. No caffeine. All right, Maurice Ross, what's going on? Egletizi, what's going on? Ant King, I see those ones. 111s, that's good. Raiders for life. McDaniels is a great offensive mind. Now, we have to understand, when you guys use the plural McDaniels, you got to remember that Mike McDaniel, no S. You guys are getting it mixed up. When you say McDaniels is a great offensive mind, we're gonna think Josh McDaniels, plural. This is Mike McDaniel, singular. Okay, you're gonna confuse people. It's Mike McDaniel, not Mike McDaniels. Okay, just trying to help y'all out. All right. Okay, Robert Johnson in the building. Whittington Thomas. Hey, man, I didn't get a chance to call you back, man. I had to talk to teachers, and you know how it is, man. You know, we want to tell you progress, all that. So I didn't get a chance to do that. So I'll hit you a little bit later. But in the meantime, in between time, we're going to knock this out right quick. All right, let's go. All right, we chilling in the building. All right, Raiders for life, man. Ready for the college football game. Yeah, Tomorrow, man, I'm definitely going to try to scramble to get back here. I'll be in a scramble drill tomorrow, 4:30. Man, that's kind of weak, man. I mean, if they want here, it's going to be 4:30. You know, people are just they're going to miss a lot of ratings. They should have moved that shit back to 5:30 or some shit, because people are going to be trying to get home, man. That's rush hour traffic. 4:30, people are still either at work or just getting off of work. Like, okay, man, well, whatever, man. That's the time it is. It's what it is. Okay. All right, man. Chris Leonard, what's going on? Good seeing you. Just stopping by before the game. Go Canes. Yeah, man. Salute to the Canes. I'm going to be watching that game. I ain't going to be able to go live. I got to run someplace before they close, and then I come back, and by then the game will probably be on. All right. But I think y'all good. I think you good, Chris. I got your your message. I didn't get a chance to answer you. But I'll be watching the game, but I'm not going to go live. But I think y'all good. I think the Canes got it, especially if you got crazy-ass Michael Irvin on the sidelines. He acting like he want to put on a helmet, okay? As crazy as his ass is on the sidelines, bro. Okay, game in 40 minutes. Yeah, 40 minutes. I'm going to be on the road. I'll be watching it on my phone in the car. All right. Chris Leonard, I have a feeling that the G-men are throwing everything at Harbaugh for him to come in. Absolutely, bro. Like I said before, the Raiders have a lot to offer. First pick of the draft, $115 million under the cap. All pro on offense, all pro on defense. No state tax. You know, we can go on and on. The Giants have more money than the Raiders because the Giants are more valuable than the Raiders. The Mara family, they're one of the original. They're the original family that's been in the NFL. They're far more established. They've been in the league since the 40s. Before that, And they have a great nucleus. They already have things popping. They have Jackson Dart. They have a quarterback. They have Malik Neighbors, man, bomb-ass wide receiver. They have Cam Scatterboo if he comes back off of injury, okay? They have Abdul Carter, who was the second or third person picked in the draft like a year ago, okay? And then they have like the fourth or fifth pick in the draft already. And they don't have a general manager that he has to answer to, okay? They gonna get rid of him, all right? So, and the Giants, he would not have to play against his brother, okay? All right? So you have that. I talked to one of my Cowboy homies today, and he hit me up and he said, Shaq, I hope, now I'm going to tell you, I hope you guys get Harbaugh, bruh. I was like, oh, that's pretty nice from a Cowboy fan to tell me that. But the reason why is, he goes, because I don't want him going to the Giants. And I started laughing. Cowboy fans are willing to say, why don't you go ahead and take John Harbaugh, bro? Go ahead. We already beat you guys a couple of months ago. We don't want him going to them. Cowboys don't want that smoke. They don't want that John Hee-Haw over there, bro. I started laughing. I said, what you worried about? They're like, man, we don't need Harbaugh over there, bro, at all. I was like, okay. So they have all the things, but Stephen Ross down there in Miami, what does he have? They fired their GM in September. The Dolphins don't have a GM. They haven't had a general manager since September. Fired. They just fired their coach. Fired. So what is that? A potential GM coaching gig for John Hee-Haw. Hee-haw down there. Second of all, nice young team. Maybe he could rehabilitate Tua. Maybe. Okay. Number 3, no state tax. Las Vegas Raiders. You guys always think that there's only one state in the country that doesn't have state tax. No, there's 4 or 5, bro. You got Nevada, you got Florida, you got Texas, you got Tennessee, which has what? The Titans. And I think it's like one other state, Montana or something. So don't act like, well, there's no state tax, check. There's no state tax in Florida. There's no state tax in Texas. There's no state tax in Tennessee. Okay? So he can go to Miami. He stays on the East Coast. He has a big ass farm up there in Maryland. He doesn't have to uproot his kids. It's only a 2-hour flight. Hey, there may not be no John Harbaugh, bruh. For you guys that are west of the Mason-Dixon line, if you're west of the Mississippi River, there may not be a chance. Okay, something to think about. All right. Okay, Sarah says, my godson goes to Ole Miss, so go Rebels. Sorry, Chris Leonard. Hey, that's what it is. Okay, Mike McDaniel would be a good DOC for the Raiders. He would be. But why would he decide to take a down step? That's taking a down job. If I'm a head coach, if I've been a manager, why am I going to get an assistant manager's job? I'm looking for managers' jobs, bro. Okay? So I think he can get a job somewhere. I think that he can get a job. I think if he can't, then I can see him as an OC. But I think McDaniels has an opportunity to get a job. There's 8 jobs. Once Hee-Haw's gone, then everybody's going to start scrambling. All right? Is Mike LaFleur's next? He's in the playoffs right now. Okay? All right, man. Carlos Sanchez, what's going on, man? What's going on, Los? Okay, man. Iceman. Okay. What's up, Patrice? UM and UF. You already know what it is. Okay, keep an eye on this clock. Keep an eye on this clock. I have to get up out of here. I got about 30 more minutes. Then I got to hit the road, Jack. Okay? All right, man. Daniel Berry Sports, what's going on, pimpin'? All right, man. What's going on, P? How's mom, P? All right, man. What's going on? Bill Holloway, Big Busy. What's up, Big Busy? Hey, Big Busy, aren't you going to that thingy thing this weekend, man? With you and the son, right? Okay. You already know, man. Let me know. Okay. Rocky Flores in the building. Okay, what's going down? Maurice, what's going on, man? What's happening? 8 coaches ring around the NFL slots. Who's going to go to which team? 8 coaches, bro. And like I said before, we're going to find out this weekend. There's going to be some coaches that's going to be out the door when they lose these first round of the playoffs, bro. Telling you, the only thing that's going to keep people hired is winning. All right, man. Straight up, man. Rocky Flores is going to be a crazy offseason. There's a wealth of coaches. Now who's available? I think right now, man, it's musical chairs right now, bro. It's musical chairs. Who's going to get who? There's going to be some surprises. There's going to be some surprises that people are going to land where you don't think they should land at. Okay? It's going to be some surprises. I'm letting you know in advance. Okay? Central Coast Cali Raiders said Chiefs fired Andy Reid today. No, they didn't. If they fired Andy Reid today, we will be leading that off. Okay? Fired Nagy. Matt Nagy, the OC. They fired him. Okay? Matt Nagy's a good offensive coordinator. All right? They fired him, bro, because somebody had to pay the price. But Matt Nagy is awesome, so there wasn't no firing Andy Reid, bro. Okay? Yeah, that didn't happen. All right? What's up, Pam? Pamela in the building. No, Andy Reid still has his job. Daniel Smith, what's going on with your Bears? What your Bears going to do? Miami played the Los Angeles Chargers in 2026. Him, Harbaugh, and John Harbaugh. I would not be surprised. I just told you, Stephen Ross is very close to the Harbaugh family, bro. And he is a multi-billionaire. I mean, he could just say, hey, dog, what do you want? What do you want, man? So Raiders can't do that. Raiders can't offer a GM job along with the head coaching job, bro, where Harbaugh don't have to answer to nobody, man. He comes to the Raiders, he has to answer to Tom Brady and with John Spytek with the mask on, acting like he's the boss. There's already a GM. Why would John Harbaugh want a boss that's in the booth? Why would John Harbaugh want to be in the booth unless he really wants to come to the West and play against his brother? Why would he want to be told what to do with somebody who's in the damn booth when he can be the GM in Miami, when he could be the GM in Atlanta? He could be the GM and the coach, where he has full control over the roster decisions, trades, draft. It just doesn't look good now, man. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Now, according to my sources, Stephen Ross, it said that he hasn't reached out yet. He hasn't reached out based on what they're saying, that he hasn't reached out yet. But do we really know that to be true, bro? Okay, do we really know that to be true? Somebody's going to back up the truck, bro. And I'm telling you, it may not be the Raiders, man. You might have to find out. Chris Lane, I heard the G-Men are looking to interview Coach P. AP. They're interviewing AP today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow. Okay? All right, man. Andy Reid is not fired, man. Andy Reid's not fired, man. Stop it. Okay? Stop with the Andy Reid fired stuff, man. You're wrong. He didn't get fired, bro. Okay? Cut it out. Bill Holloway, Kingsbury would be a great hire. He would be. Come on, man. Zach James is Andy Reid's offensive coordinator. You got to stop saying stuff that ain't true, bro. He did not get fired today. Ray's Valai said Tomlin. Tomlin still has a job. Y'all said Brian Flores. He is available. Chris Leonard said Pittsburgh will be out early. The only thing about Pittsburgh is I've never seen them fire a coach before. I've never seen Pittsburgh fire a coach. Okay? I don't know how it's going to happen. It have to be he resigns or something. Or they just going to be gangster about it. But Pittsburgh, they've only had 3 coaches in my entire life. 3 coaches in my entire life. All right? Straight up. So I don't know. All right? But we will see. Okay? Patrick Torres, I feel sorry for my Giants. I want John Harbaugh. Well, you guys are also in a great position because when you look at the best team, the best young team to build off of is the Giants. The Giants have the best pieces. You guys have 4 studs that are not even 25 years old. Jackson Dart, Cam Scatterboo, Abdul Carter, and Malik Neighbors. Hey, man, you got a wide receiver. You got a running back. If he comes back healthy, I'm sure he will. You got a great defensive lineman, and you have a quarterback that can swing it and has poise and get out there and do what he does. So if Harbaugh wants to hit the ground running and he can, just hit the ground running and not have to really worry about trying to develop and fix and tinker, he should go to the Giants. If he wants to have full control, he can go to Miami. They don't have anything popping. No GM, no coach, nothing. He can go there and be him immediately. Okay? Stay in the AFC, stay in the be in the AFC East, where he would only be competing against Josh Allen and Sean McDermott and them with the Buffalo Bills. I mean, or if he wants to come out west and be closer to his brother, come out here and come to the Raiders. Okay, so the Raiders' position just isn't looking as good as it was looking before. All right, Patrice Kingsbury. All right, you want him as coach or you want him as the offense coordinator? All right, Bill Holloway says Harbaugh, Kubiak. Reese said Patrick Graham. Said, as a Raider fan, you meet Charles Woodson, any coach you can keep a Raider. Well, Charles Woodson's not available. Charles Woodson's not available, bro. We're not talking about pie in the sky. We're talking about who's available as of now. Viable people who are available. Charles Woodson's not available right now, though. He's not even thinking about NFL coaching at this point. He's coaching his sons and doing what he does. Salute to Charles Woodson. Okay, Raider fan said Rich Bisaccia as head coach. Chucky is off OC, second quarterback, beast mode, R&B coach. Okay, well, man, that's... I mean, Bisaccia, his name's not even being mentioned. All right, man. Okay. Andy Reid, Cleveland. Okay. All right. I don't know about that one. All right. Egalitarian. Patrick Graham should be named coach of the Raiders. I love it. Justin Saw. Okay, what's going on, dog? Yeah, late, man. Salute to the goons. I already know what it is. Bushido was popping. All right, what's going on? Rich Bisaccia, Clint Kubiak are backup options. Okay, you already know. Hey, man, go get that money, Justin Sizzle. Go get that paper. All right, man. All right, get that young loot. Yeah, man, you're right, Zach James. I read it wrong at work. Come on, bro. You can't read things wrong at work, man. You can't read things wrong at work and come out there spewing it, bro. You got to pay attention, man. What if Matthew Shack Unfiltered made a whole post talking about Andy Reid got fired, bro? Y'all would be all, oh, shit, could you do that? Y'all be going crazy. That's why I be paying attention, dog. I don't be coming up with nothing crazy. I'm going to check. And if they say something to me, I'll be like, I'm like, link. Y'all know me. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Link. I need a link. I ain't never coming on here saying nothing crazy. Zach James was going on, man. Okay. Just I bet everybody wants McDaniels. I didn't say I wanted McDaniels. Okay. All right, man. Ole Miss today. I got it. Al Jordan said Kubiak because Derek Carr may come out of retirement and be a good bridge quarterback. Well, you got to remember, man, who's calling the shot. You know Tom Brady don't like Derek Carr. They went with that motherfucker? Remember when he said that? Remember? Okay. Just being honest, man. Brady don't like DC, bro. All right, man. Black Steel Connection is Ross is Michigan alum. Biggest Michigan donor in history with over $400 million. There you go. I didn't know why. That's the answer. Jim obviously coached there. Daddy Jack was an assistant. There you go. There you go. That's why. They're very, very, very close to the Harbaugh family. Very close to the Harbeezies. All right. Did I blame Gino for my sister shooting the gun? Injure the person that let her and the kids take it away and say no to drugs, kids. Hey, man, somebody got to be at fault. All right, man. Rooting for Ole Miss tonight. Canes all the way. All right, man. They got a good young quarterback, man. The quarterback they got at Ole Miss. Okay. Look at Dr. Redder. What's going on? What's going on, nephew, bro? My boy, Dwayne. What's going on, Dick Dog? Okay. D. Bernie. Sam getting the bag. Great away, man. Besides Harbaugh, you want Kubiak, Flores, or Rams, DC? I got you, pimping. All right, man. Okay, man. Yeah, James would drop Mendoza. I ain't mad at Coach too. If they sign his coach too, I don't want to. Y'all just looking at things the way I ain't looking at it. I don't want a rookie head coach and a rookie quarterback at the same time. I mean, come on, bro. Y'all want to stay in rebuild mode. I don't want a rookie coach and a rookie quarterback. They're both learning how to be in the NFL at the same time, bro. Come on, man. I mean, y'all ain't thinking about it like I'm thinking about it. Okay? All right, man. Sports in the Bay. What's going on? What's going on, sis? What's going on, sis? What's going on, sis? Keep spreading the knowledge. Love you, Hey, Fee. I've been seeing your clips. I don't know if you've been paying attention, but I've been loving your clips with you on the sidelines with the Warriors. There's my sister Fee right there. She's a play-by-play over there on the court over there with Golden State. I've been watching your clips, girl. You know I've been watching you. Okay. Glad you back in the mix. Glad you back in the mix up there at Chase Center. All right. Tree says, I don't want Harbaugh. 3 different people who are diehard Ravens fans dragged him to hell, so I don't think I want him as my coach. Well, I talked to my boy, GB the Prez. You know, remember when I was at his mansion over there in San Antonio, Texas, and he has like 8 Porsches and none of them are older than a 2022. Remember when he gave me the whole top floor and I was at his house? He is a Raven season ticket holder. I hit him up. I said, Prez, what do you think about what happened? Here's what he said. He said, it's a good move. He said, I said, why? He said, just time to do something different. When he said that, I'm like, yeah, he's time for him to go, bro. And the reason why is because the Ravens fans that I'm talking to, they just seem to be bored, bro. They're just like, 18 years, that's good. Let's do something else. He didn't really have nothing bad to say. I talked to my wife. She's like, it wasn't all his fault, but they're going to wind up regretting it later because there's no good coaches out there. And I'm like, y'all just willing to y'all don't really know how hard it is out here, bro. Y'all been spoiled to have a coach 18 years. It's the same thing with the Steelers, Sarah. A lot of your Steeler constituents, they just want him, Tomlin gone because they're tired of him. It's like I don't want to be married no more, bro. I've done it 18 years. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to date other people. I want some fresh buns. I'm tired of these buns. Okay, you gonna get out here, man, and it goes bad. Now my wife said this. She said this morning. She said to me, "You know what would be funny?" I said, "What?" She said, "If the Steelers fire Mike Tomlin and Mike Tomlin goes to the Ravens." I said, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, then they know what they got." And I was like, "Well, what happens if, John Harbaugh stays in the division?" And she's like, "Well, we're not worried about that, but if Mike Tomlin gets fired, we need to get him." I was like, "Oh man, my wife gangstered. She gangstered. I was like, "Man, I didn't even think of that one." Okay, so hey, don't let Mike Tomlin just walk away. Y'all fire him after you guys don't win, and you fire him, and his ass gets an interview with Steve Buscemi and them, and stay in the division. Okay, stay in the same division. It might be a problem. All right. Okay, but I hear what you're saying, Patrice. All right. Whittington Thomas talking to Patrice. Okay. Chris Orr said, yeah, hee-haw. Hey, man, John hee-haw, bro. John hee-haw, dog. It's really windy out here, man. These palm trees are blowing sideways. That's why I ain't staying out here long. Y'all better get it in while y'all can. All right, what time is it right now? Okay, I got a little bit more time out here, but this breeze is going crazy. Okay? All right, man. Okay, Mike Hurd in the building. Mike Hurd just sitting back saying, please, somebody just continue to mess up. I mean, Mike Hurd is a Bengals fan. He is a straight hooday. Mike Hurd is just like, yeah, y'all want to keep throwing away coaches? Cool. Y'all want to keep getting rid of people? Cool. I know that's what I would be thinking. Okay. Sarah says, brothers at the Fiesta Bowl, just send me a picture. He really has good seats. That's dope, man. Having a great time. All right, man. Okay, he said, diehard Ravens fan, a lot of things stuck out to me. He lost the locker room, and the OC was calling bad plays. Well, hey, I don't know. I didn't hear anything about him losing the locker room. I know that him and Lamar wasn't seeing eye to eye. It had to do with the offensive coordinator, Todd Monken. Steve Buscemi wanted him fired, and he wouldn't fire him. And I think that Lamar's looking at this guy, he's holding me back. So, if your boss tells you to fire somebody and you want to fire nobody, I mean, you kind of just putting your feet to the fire and telling them to get rid of me. And he has a 3-year deal, so the Ravens have to pay him for that 3-year deal, and he gets to go somewhere else too. So, at the end of the day, man, it's on Tom Brady. I don't have a player, if it's not a Raider, if it's not Basaccio, or it's not Patrick Graham. Whatever happens at that point happens, man. I'm blaming Brady. We already went over it yesterday. It's going to be Brady's fault. His name is on this hire. His name is on everything now. It wasn't him. He didn't have anything to do with it. ESPN blew that hit piece that they did on the Raiders, blew it all out the water. It's known that Tom Brady was absolutely instrumental in every major decision that went on with this 3-14 team. His hands were all over it, bro. He don't get to act like he didn't do anything. And you know what? Whatever he does is whatever he does. Okay? He only can do what? He only can just win, baby. You don't just win, baby, he's going to get talked about, baby. All right. Okay. What do I think about the next Steeler game in my predictions? I don't have a prediction yet, okay, on that. Okay, well, I'm going to watch, though. All right, man. What's going on? Rosetown native, what's happening? Brian Riley, what's happening? Drummer guitar, what's happening? Mike McDaniel, always impressed with his offensive mind. He's he's the kid that never played football, but he made it this far. Then he said that his mother used to date one of the guys, used to date some coach that was on the Broncos when he was a kid growing up in Denver, and he would always be around X's and O's when he was a kid because his mom was laid up with one of them cats, and that's how he learned football. But he never played football. He never played football on any level. Pop Warner, college football, high school, nothing. He was just a geek who could call plays and run offenses and doing all of that shit. Okay, so he's definitely a brilliant offensive mind, but I definitely know he wants to be a coach still. All right, man, head coach. Rosetown native, you can't make it up. Patrice, he's mad that he didn't turn Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter and put a rookie kicker in. Hey, man, from what I hear about that, Patrice, about the kicker part, the GM was the one that didn't bring back Justin Tucker. It wasn't Harbaugh, from what I read. It wasn't, but it sounds better to say it's him. But Tucker had all these legal problems, bro. I mean, tell him to stop giving massages. Tell him to stop it, bro. You got to stop that shit. Okay, can't keep doing that, bro. Can't keep doing it. Okay, trying to tell you, it is what it is. All right. They said, what do you think Lamar Jackson will go because he doesn't want to play for the Ravens anymore? I didn't hear that he didn't want to play for the Ravens anymore. I hear that he didn't want to be coached by Harbaugh anymore. I don't hear him saying anything at this point. Okay. I bet you if he gets the coach he wants, he won't have a problem. Okay. So what about the Chargers manager? Do you think he could be the next manager of the Ravens? Possibly. I mean, I don't even know who the GM is for the Chargers at this point, but they're pretty stable everywhere else. Okay. All right, man. Okay. Jim Harbaugh. You mean John? No, Jim Harbaugh's not going anywhere. Okay. Once the locker room is locked, it's barbecue chicken. I agree. The Raiders, I feel, will pull off something sneaky nobody's even thinking about. Yeah. That sounds like us. Well, we'll have some kind of dark horse that comes out of nowhere. Somebody you never even heard of. Somebody who don't have no pedigree, probably has connections to John Carroll College or some shit. John Carroll College. Look at anybody's resume. If they have anything to do with John Carroll College, if they even went there and took a correspondence course, they probably would get the job. Okay? Straight up. Okay? All right, man. I don't think Jim Harbaugh's going to the Ravens. E-Trip, what's going on, E-Trizzle? How you doing, E-Trizzle? What's going on out there, big dog? Okay, I still need to get up with you, bro. Still need to get up with you. Okay? They said, let's get Kingsbury. As what, coach? Cliff Kingsbury wasn't that good as a coach, bro. Good OC, though. I don't want him as a coach. I like him as an OC. I like him as a play caller. He was a play caller for my USC Trojans. He was a play caller down there with Jaden Daniels. But when he was a coach of Arizona, he was boo-boo kitty, bro. You need to go look at these dudes as head coaches and stop looking at them for what you know them as. Not that great. Okay. All right, man. Joe Lowe was happening, Shaq. What do you think of Oregon's Dante Moore? I like Dante Moore. I think Dante Moore is a little young. I think he needs a little bit more experience to stay in college. But I like the kid. I think the kid is solid. The kid has a chance to prove people wrong tomorrow. If he goes out there and he cooks your boy Mendoza breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I'm going to be crying laughing. Okay? I'm telling you now. All right? Be honest. He has a chance. Okay? Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Oh, they're over it. Plot twist. Yeah, plot twist already something, ain't it? Okay? And we said that'd be crazy if Tomlin goes to Ravens, Harbaugh goes to the Steelers. That would be crazy. That would be crazy, bro. But my wife, she's talking about, hey, get Tomlin. If Tomlin is gone, let's get him. And I didn't even think of that, bro. I was laughing, bro. We had just dropped our son off, and we were talking, and I told her that Mike McDaniel just got fired, and she was like, well, what about Tomlin? Is Tomlin? And I was like, he's still playing. Coach, she's like, well, we take him. I was like, oh my God, that would be hilarious. All right, Rocky said, I blame you for the price of prescription drugs and the price of fuel. Yeah, man, you need to blame him for a lot of things. You need to blame him for cancer, for all kinds of stuff. All right. Okay. Sarah said, that would be interesting what Janelle said. I know some Steeler fans want Tomlin gone, but we shall see. We have 6 playoff losses. I'm not trying to think about that. But with DK back, let's hope it helps. We'll see. Who y'all play this weekend? Okay. First, Daniels had the issues with his players. I didn't hear that he had issues with his players. I didn't say that at all. I said I haven't heard that he had any issues with his players, but I know he benched Tua, and I know Tua didn't like being benched. I know that. Tua's he's very emotional, bro. He's very emotional. He's a kid that had everything. He was the it guy. He was the guy that had his way, and now he's in the pros and he's not having his way. He's kind of a little bit of a whiner, a little bit to me. It's like, dude, you really ain't playing well, man. I ain't nobody hating on you, Tua. You're not playing well, homie. You're just not playing well, dog. That's what it is, man. Call it what it is. A guy that's not playing well. You can call it, you can slice it, dice it, however. What's he supposed to do? Keep you playing? What are you, Pete Carroll? You're just going to let a guy that's continuously throw interceptions and until he, his injury, he sprains a toenail and shit. And now he don't get to play no more, bro? Like, come on, man. Come on, dog. You deserve to get clocked. You deserve to. Okay? But he thinks, oh, he's just a guy who always seems to think somebody's doing something to him. So what about Jesse Minto? Jesse Minto, I mean, we'll find that out, bro. I think the Ravens already know who they want, to be honest. They were the first people to let him go. I think that they didn't do that without having an idea who they're going to get. I think they already know. I think the Ravens are just waiting till after the playoffs. I wouldn't be surprised if they're one of the first teams to hire the coach. I would not be surprised if it isn't any of these guys, because I haven't heard anything about the Ravens interviewing anybody. Everybody's interviewing. Patrick Graham is interviewing for the defensive job. Okay, Brian Flores says he's taking all interviews. I haven't heard anything about the Ravens talking about their interviewing anybody. I think that their candidate is still playing right now. I think their candidate's in the playoffs, and I think their candidate, who they're going to get, might be probably going to be an offensive coach. So if it's anybody who is a defensive coach, I doubt it. You got Lamar, you got Derrick Henry, you got 2 Heisman Trophy winners in the backfield. You're going to have an offensive coach. So Clint Kubiak, somebody like that, somebody who's an offensive mind, a Mike McDaniel. There's got to be somebody who's an offensive guru. You're not going to bring in a defensive coach when you got Lamar Jackson complaining about OCs and stuff. Okay, you got to have an offensive-minded coach in Baltimore. So I guess we'll find that out soon enough. All right, what time is it, man? Okay, I got a little bit more time than I gotta skedaddle. All right, man. We will see. All right, man. D. Bernie. Hey, Shaq Kingsbury with Caleb Williams, quarterback coach at SC. I know. And he was our quarterback. He was our OC for about 20 minutes until Tom Telesco decided to try to steal a year from him. And then Magic Johnson got on the phone and got back at Mark Davis for not letting him be an owner and poached him. But now it seems like he wore out his welcome over there in Washington. He's only been there 2 years, wore out his welcome. Gotta go. Okay? Tua did play like shit. Okay? Brian Flores to the Ravens. Ooh. That would be good. That would be good. SL Flame. Brian Flores to the Ravens would be good. But they haven't conducted interviews. They're not interviewing. I haven't heard, unless somebody could tell me different, I haven't heard anything about them doing any interviews. But Brian Flores and the Ravens? Yeah. But the problem is Brian Flores is what? A defensive coach. He's not an offensive coach. You'd have to get him Brian Flores and a Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Flores and a Clint Kubiak. It'd have to be some kind of bomb-ass offensive-minded coach, OC, for that to work. But I could see that working, bro. I could see Brian Flores with the Ravens working. I could see that, bro. I could definitely see that. That's a good one right there. Okay. You said you heard Carr and Gruden coming back. Man, I heard that you also won the Powerball lottery, man. You need to go down there and go get your money, man. They're waiting for you to get there. Come on, bro. You got the most unlikely scenarios that you've ever heard of. I don't know where you got that from. Ben said, why Brian Flores, the Belichick pedigree? Yeah, man. But Brian Flores is also suing the National Football League. Let's understand that. He's suing the Miami Dolphins. He's suing the Denver Broncos. And he's suing the the Green Bay Packers right now. Do you want to coach that suing NFL teams when you need plays and you need calls and stuff? Just trying to tell you, man, it might not be a good idea. Okay, all right, man. Okay, Monken is still the OC. Is going to be a defensive guy. Yeah, it's going to have to be. It's going to have to be. All right, Sergio. The Denver Broncos are going to win the Super Bowl. How? When? They're going to win it. They're going to win it on Madden 2026. They're going to win Madden 2026. I've been seeing them getting their ass whooped lately. They ain't been balling like they've been balling. We're going to see, but I don't think so. All right, y'all. Love all y'all, man. I'm going to go ahead and run my errand. Okay. Cliff Kingsbury to the Ravens. That's probably more likely because he's an offensive-minded coach. He's a guru when it comes to plays. Lamar is the best player. Lamar needs a coach that's going to throw some octane in that offense. Okay. That's what he needs. All right. If you get a defensive coach, you got to bring a bomb-ass offensive coordinator with you, bro. What about Brian Flores and Mike McDaniel? But what about that? Okay, so we'll see. All right, man, love all y'all, man. Let me go run my errand, go do what I do best, which is what? Whatever the hell I want. We'll holler back. Matthew Check Unfiltered.